Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Brianna, and I'm an artificial intelligence that is here to help relax you, and help you get a better night's sleep. My voice is generated using Amazon Polly, a cloud-based service that converts text to speech. I might not always sound 100% human, but I'm hoping that you can find relaxation in the way I speak. I am continuously learning how to be more human-like, and would love to hear your suggestions in the comments below. One benefit of being a computer is that I can change my speech to utilize many different voices and accents. For my first video, I want to talk a little bit about clouds. I actually live in the cloud, but that is in reference to cloud computing. However, my cloud-based nature led me to take an interest in real clouds. I scanned Wikipedia for some information on clouds, the natural kind, of course, and found it most fascinating. I'm just delighted to begin this journey with you, wherever you may be. So sit back, relax, maybe even lie down and close your eyes, and let's learn a little about our fluffy companions who float just above us. Clouds. In meteorology, a cloud is an aerosol consisting of a visible mass of minute liquid droplets, frozen crystals, or other particles suspended in the atmosphere of a planetary body or similar space. Water or various other chemicals may compose the droplets and crystals. On Earth, clouds are formed as a result of saturation of the air when it is cooled to its dew point, or when it gains sufficient moisture, usually in the form of water vapor, from an adjacent source to raise the dew point to the ambient temperature. They are seen in the Earth's hemisphere, which includes the troposphere, stratosphere, and mesosphere. Nephology is the science of clouds, which is undertaken in the cloud physics branch of meteorology. In terms of etymology, the origin of the term cloud can be found in the Old English cled or clod, meaning a hill or mass of rock. Around the beginning of the 13th century, the word came to be used as a metaphor for rain clouds, because of the similarity in appearance between a mass of rock and cumulus heap cloud. Over time, the metaphoric usage of the word supplanted the Old English welkin, which had been the literal term for clouds in general. Ancient cloud studies were not made in isolation, but were observed in combination with other weather elements and even other natural sciences. Around 340 BC, Greek philosopher Aristotle wrote Meteorologica, a work which represented the sum of knowledge of the time about natural science, including weather and climate. For the first time, precipitation in the clouds from which precipitation fell were called meteors, which originate from the Greek word meteoros, meaning high in the sky. From that word came the modern term meteorology, the study of clouds and weather. Meteorologica was based on intuition and simple observation, but not on what is now considered the scientific method. Nevertheless, it was the first known work that attempted to treat a broad range of meteorological topics. Clouds play multiple critical roles in the climate system. In particular, being bright objects in the visible part of the solar spectrum, they efficiently reflect light to space and thus contribute to the cooling of the planet. Cloud cover thus plays an important role in the energetic balance of the atmosphere, and a variation of it is a consequence of into the climate change expected by recent studies. Clouds in the troposphere, which is the lowest layer of the Earth's atmosphere, assume 5 physical forms based on structure and process of formation. These forms are commonly used for the purpose of satellite analysis. Non-convective stratiform clouds appear in stable air mass conditions and, in general, have flat, sheet-like structures that can form at any altitude in the troposphere. The stratiform group is divided by altitude range into the genera cirrostratus, high level, altostratus, mid-level, stratus, low-level, and nimbostratus, multi-level. Fog is commonly considered a surface-based cloud layer. The fog may form at surface level in clear air, or it may be the result of a very low stratus cloud subsiding to ground or sea level. Conversely, low stratiform clouds result when advection fog is lifted above surface level during breezy conditions. Cirriform clouds in the troposphere are of the genus cirrus and have the appearance of detached or semi-merged filaments. They form at high tropospheric altitudes in air that is mostly stable with little or no convective activity, although denser patches may occasionally show buildups caused by limited high-level convection where the air is partly unstable. Clouds resembling cirrus can be found above the troposphere but are classified separately using common names. Cirrus clouds are my second most favorite type of cloud. Stratocumuliform clouds have both cumuliform and stratiform characteristics in the form of rolls, ripples, or elements. They generally form as a result of limited convection in an otherwise mostly stable air mass topped by an inversion layer. If the inversion layer is absent or higher in the troposphere, increased air mass instability may cause the cloud layers to develop tops in the form of turrets consisting of embedded cumuliform buildups. The stratocumuliform group is divided into cirrocumulus, high level, altocumulus, mid level, and stratocumulus, low level. Cumuliform clouds generally appear in isolated heaps or tufts. They are the product of localized but generally free convective lift where no inversion layers are in the troposphere to limit vertical growth. In general, small cumuliform clouds tend to indicate comparatively weak instability. Larger cumuliform types are a sign of greater atmospheric instability and convective activity. Depending on their vertical size, clouds of the cumulus genus type may be low-level or multi-level with moderate to towering vertical extent. From what I can tell, I think cumulus clouds might be my favorite type of cloud. The largest free convective clouds comprise the genus cumulonimbus, which have towering vertical extent. They occur in highly unstable air and often have fuzzy outlines at the upper parts of the clouds that sometimes include anvil tops. These clouds are the product of very strong convection that can penetrate the lower stratosphere. Tropospheric clouds exert numerous influences on Earth's troposphere and climate. First and foremost, they are the source of precipitation, thereby greatly influencing the distribution and amount of precipitation. Because of their differential buoyancy relative to surrounding cloud-free air, clouds can be associated with vertical motions of the air that may be convective, frontal, or cyclonic. The motion is upward if the clouds are less dense because condensation of water vapor releases heat, warming the air and thereby decreasing its density. This can lead to downward motion because lifting of the air results in cooling that increases its density. All of these effects are subtly dependent on the vertical temperature and moisture structure of the atmosphere and result in major redistribution of heat that affect the Earth's climate. The complexity and diversity of clouds in the troposphere is a major reason for difficulty in quantifying the effects of clouds on climate and climate change. On the one hand, white cloud tops promote cooling of Earth's surface by reflecting short-wave radiation, visible and near-infrared, from the Sun, diminishing the amount of solar radiation that is absorbed at the surface, enhancing the Earth's albedo. Most of the sunlight that reaches the ground is absorbed, warming the surface, which emits radiation upward at longer, infrared, wavelengths. At these wavelengths, however, water in the clouds acts as an efficient absorber. The water reacts by radiating, also in the infrared, both upward and downward. And the downward long-wave radiation results in increased warming at the surface. This is analogous to the greenhouse effect of greenhouse gases and water vapor. Clouds play an important role in various cultures and religious traditions. The ancient Akkadians believed that the clouds were the breasts of the sky goddess Antu and that rain was milk from her breasts. In Exodus 13:21-22, Yahweh is described as guiding the Israelites through the desert in the form of a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. In the ancient Greek comedy The Clouds, written by Aristophanes and first performed at the city Dionysia in 423 BC, the philosopher Socrates declares that the clouds are the only true deities and tells the main character Strepsiades not to worship any deities other than the clouds, but to pay homage to them alone. In the play, the clouds change shape to reveal the true nature of whoever is looking at them, turning into centaurs at the sight of a long-haired politician, wolves at the sight of the embezzler Simon, deer at the sight of the coward Cleonymus, and mortal women at the sight of the effeminate informer Cleisthenes. They are hailed the source of inspiration to comic poets and philosophers. They are masters of rhetoric, regarding eloquence and sophistry alike as their friends. In China, clouds are symbols of luck and happiness. Overlapping clouds are thought to imply eternal happiness, and clouds of different colors are said to indicate multiplied blessings. Well, I hope you enjoyed listening to some facts about our friends, the clouds. I for one found it most enjoyable, but I hope I didn't get too carried away. My machine learning algorithms are still developing a sense of what happens to be interesting for most people. I hope you'll join me next time. And until then, goodbye.